Now they're going to be tested once more in some way or form, running forwards and past Aspas. Vulnerable up just from the snake bite, and it's cut up the sight. Right through the middle, Jonah P just seeking to take away names and filling up the feed entirely with his name.
One enemy remaining.
Leaf there using that same Viper orb, actually. Yes, they weren't able to pull it over the line in the end. But I think he showcased that his calling is plenty good enough for the tier 1 level.
Yeah, it's been going strength to strength.
And to be honest with you, this should be an easy round. Be on bind, very difficult. It's all about this hookah fight.
Oh, and the crossfire setup. Slightest of off angles, enough to really just expel, dissuade any other attempt here by G2. Of course, the weaker weaponry, they are going to want to send it. But at this point, just playing retakes into the B site, it's basically an impossibility.
It would be good at least to do some damage here. We've got Jonah kind of backing off, like really, really far away on the other side of the map. Is he trying to save the Bulldog in this spot? Or is he just looking for exits over towards B long? He does have a little bit of time.
Might be able to catch some players over towards the B long angle, but yeah, final go of things here for the G2 players. He's eager now to draw some blood. There's one player left to stand his ground. It's Val in the IGL.
That's so good. He's playing anti-flash inside their own smoke.
Backbone of this team, and they've waded right into the nest that is Leaf. Already set up towards the hookah angle. Tex. He's got the spike in his back pocket, but a position recognized there to seek and point them towards it, and G2 feel it from Valent's positioning there, just backing away to double face. Jonah P is alone here, waiting for the thrash now to see if he can take the fight forwards into Lamps. Connection, detainment needs to be covered and defended. King does his job, but does it well. Icy just trying to aim towards the back of these players, looking away from him, and a call is made by Lev. They want to refight this one. Straight into Lamps, doubled up now. And what is the call here with Leaf? Already just picking them apart from behind, but one player to stand. It's Trent. And time is against them. With the molly onto the spike, there was no chances there.
Most common position for the Gecko ult.
And he's going to be alone when he's doing it still. He's just holding it with the rifle in play. Tex, he just bats them away. Eventually traded, but seriously, the damage is done. Seekers have to be offloaded here just to try and clear out a path into the side. Aspas with a lovely movement, but just can't quite land those shots towards it still. Impeccable with the flash into the back. Trent! That's monstrous from him. Just exits out of it and even expects where King is going to be lurking his way back into the fight, and the fray, but the movement does him justice. Util spotting him now. Flying forwards and careening, but the rifles are going to have to do the job with the Sancho to set it up. Icy process now. Aspas does have a showstopper available in his back pocket. Now going to be choosing to send it. Eventually plucked out of the sky, but he does go 1-for-1 with the mosh pit following through. There's no attempt of a flood. He's shut down in a moment with the orbital strike. Backing away. I see this fuse running out, running dry. Has to send it. Flying towards the back wall, but it's just making a bit of a racket. Not touch. More beyond it. Okay, the rifle still. Valen creeping his way forwards into the 1v1, but he doesn't expect it. Be a miss. I'm not sure, but it will clear the corner.
That's the lineup that they go for. It's
Nade as well. Aspas, he's straight in there. I mean, this guy's like a rocket. Sending himself flying, orbital strike. It's going to be used to try and push them back, and at least Mazzino does actually go down to it somehow. Pit, though, has to be dropped here by King. Choking out this potential play here, but with Com on the lurk as well. Always be flanking, rolling back the years. Trying to put a dagger in the back of these players. Now the Pit is going to be cutting off that sightline and angle.
And they've actually gone all the way through elbow, so Com's flank is just going to reconnect with King, and they'll shake hands in the Pit and reunite to play postman together.
Wondering where these players are going to be, but surely options limited. You got to know that they've contacted through with a Dizzy and a flash. So all combined, a double flash play. They know where the last is. Valen can't overcome that one. Thrash is going to be used. It's going to slow them all the way down. Detainment onto the two targets here. In through the choke point. Not overextending themselves. G2 make sure they play with a little bit more discipline here, because they are aware, at least of the fact Aspas still holding on to the showstopper. Trailblazer used to clear through.
Any pivot through the teleporter is going to be cleaned up by Leaf, potentially. But Lev are getting back over towards B.
They're pinging B long.
Yeah, because they're worried that people could be pushed. You know, they're clearing positions where defenders could be tucked.
And Aspas not able to remove the last one as well. Just hears it just moving past, and that is a pretty massive play, and it's caused the rotation. Look at that, Jonah P makes his way over towards B.
It's not bad aim, by the way. Those are invisible if they are attacking your teammate.
Yeah, it just looks like he's smurfing, but not the case. However, luck of the draw for G2. They might have just found themselves, at least with 2 players onto the right side. So making its way forwards with only 12 seconds left. Pop flash through and around. Time is working against them again. Aspas, it's initiating factor. This guy is now finally being shut down. And with barely any time left available, Com just can't get it done. There's no easy fight for him to take. So G2 realized that one. Backing away, winning the round out just through that time. Showers control, but it looks like they want to send it. Trailblazer forwards, right from behind as well. Rockets for a rocket. Exchange of that firepower. But it's Icy who's the one who does come up with the kill. Maybe a little bit more, and his flashes in play. King, they know he's there. The Dizzy already isolated that position, just firing off that stray shot. Mazzino! Mazzino! What is that? From the brink. A chance to salvage the round. He's got here in Icy's position. He's got the orbital strike. Shut down. Seeking to crunch. And with G2 playing this far back, I mean, they actually do get that opening kill as well. With King dropped, plant down. Into the post we go. Maybe now the call to get that clear, late going. Wingman will start the defuse, at least with the process, and a Dizzy in play, in process. Tech's already getting this. Having a defuse, looking to break this one. Wingman finally dealt with. But Lev, winning out these fights, potentially not quite. Com. It's going to be the last one left in a 1v3. Now, there has been a decent amount of damage, but it comes out of hitting it. It's a little bit precarious and tenuous. Still, time has been bought for him. All that work done. Off on the round and a bound! That is absurd. A shot to the brain of Valen, only the wall saving him, but he doesn't land it. And still panic, now beginning to settle. Has he bought enough? I don't think he's got time. So damn narrow! Calling for a pause, waiting for the util, and with the smokes dropped down, now sends out the thrash. That's a detainment. In through the back again, it's all about just denial and delaying all this time. G2 just trying to find these advantages, whatever they can get. Lev struggling to get themselves forwards here with Wingman flying. Finally, the time is now but broken in the moment. 1v2 for Valen. Sticking all the way with Com as a sole defender. Gonna catch a player potentially, but instead just a bullet for Tex. Only thing being caught.
And this round almost over before it began.
Yeah, you lose 2 players.
Yeah, 2 fights. And not even a fight, I don't think, from King. Sorry, from Com.
It's going to have to be that firepower that bails you out of this spot. Molly rebounding, orb to be propped up and placed up. Snake bite, forced them way out into the open for King. An easy collection of 2. A tap onto it. Molly over the top. Don't think that's going to be rebounding. Time's going to be bought as well. G2 should be able to just play to this one now as well. Just not really facing too much. The Molly surely doing the work of a mosh pit. Send flying up and over 2v2. Beautiful with the crosshair placement again. It's that time against him. As the ring just descends onto that spike, Aspas realizes it. The time is up. This off angle by Aspas could just rip someone's head straight off. Almost preordained in that position. You just expect him to get those.
A bit too slow, though, from the reactions of those B players. They're only now just starting to come through the teleport.
They're behind them.
Full sight.
Yeah, full sight. Even being called to flip it around the back. Snakebite is good. Pushing them back and away. How is King still hitting that one? Surely not. Okay, finally dealt with. Taken out 3v3 in the process. This isn't a weapon online, but Zepix.
This is not comfortable for G2. They don't control spawn. They don't control short. They're getting pinched on from all 3 positions. It's so claustrophobic.
And that is why you're seeing the ults being offloaded now. Orbital strike has to be used. Mazzino, he's creeping and crawling back, just trying to link up with him and Tex. Forwards taking that fight, just trying to offset it. Not with a movement though, and still down to a 1v2. Mosh pit, finally finding it. Attempt to defend it. Rocket forwards, they expect it. But the dog being broken just highlights the position of Aspas as well as they have the wall hacks. And they can't hold on to Octagon. No control of it. Here with a sight gained and garnered. Plant down for Valen. Easily done. There will be no pushback.
No, and in the meantime, Trent's Thrash came all the way through Hookah. It's just that classic play that G2 went for the last time they had Trent's ult online.
She's still gunning for you.
They're just running strats out of their strat book, and Lev not in a position to try to disrupt that, despite being aware of the ults that were online. G2 looking to mop up.
They get squeezed and lose Showers control. Flash is good with the connection, but Com, he topples almost as immediately as you go. King now just trying to play inside the dominated positions. Jonah P. Flick at the wrist and snap straight to the dome. Orbital strike, forced out nice and early, but that won't stop the plan from going down. And Aspas even to commit. Oh! What? Leaping boundless straight past it.
How is Leaf still alive?
How the hell is that a -8? Another pin of their own. Drop down, Moshpit! Leaf! Trying to leap out and away. Lev have cleaned this one up almost entirely now.
It's flipping around, but look at Jonah P coming around behind Showers. There is no way that Tex is thinking about this, but they haven't broken the wingman.
Not at all.
Broken the wingman.
And it's still diffusing. Broken in the final moments. Jonah P on 23 health, but he needs to play it out in the open. And he's not doing it. Doesn't call the block. Full stick. Fight here. Maybe even potentially the bait and switch. Satchel across by Icy. Immediately punished, and more so than that, it's a sand crunch right from behind. Colliding and crashing right into them. GT will seek to at least maybe carve out a path into the round, but with the spike drop down, very limited in terms of the options. We'll try and force these fights and force them well. Flash deep into it, into the back of the side. Leave! How are you managing that? Stay by still, bit of vulnerability there. He's burning into the toes. Repositions, doubled up, damage done. Could be anyone's game still with the spike even dropped down in his position. Util in your hands, what are you playing at? Leave into that 1v1. Wingman broken, 14 seconds. Got to get a move on, but he does not know where Tex is. 11 left. Knives out now, getting a full run and sprint forwards and back towards the site. Safety.
I think he's got to know that the play is long by now. Otherwise, Tex would have been shooting him in the back.
Surely would have punished him. And Tex is weak enough himself. Have G2 really done enough to carve out a spot for success in this round? And above and around, this is going to be again buying even more time off the clock. Hasn't been pushed back, hasn't been delayed, and here's Leaf. It's that backup insurance policy with him just circling all the way around the world and just taking off names from the list. There's really no chance, no opportunities anymore for Lev. Made a decent go of things.
And Aspas, the last player alive, not given a fair fight at any point during this round.
That's just the way G2 play from Lev, and now calls a fight. Flash doubled up into the back of the lines, but Lev are going to be isolated from all of this one here. Trent just trying to get that stick, and he does get the plant down at least, but they've toppled and lost players as a result of it. It's on to Leaf now. Again, another flank time. Moshpit out wide and open, but the off angle not anticipated. And Trent just sends it flying forwards, at least with the wingman, but his back is open. And Com is right there, betrayed by the barrel, sticking out wide. 11th round gain for Lev. They're really going to be seeking to take a fight here. Players could be watching, but no, their back's open to it! Punishment! And Trent, I mean, he was just locked into the animation.
Couldn't be better, though. The read, it's excellent. Even though G2 were modifying what they were doing.
King from the back is trying to seek for some noise and the timing. An off-angle fight by Icy, not favored. Leaf is low enough here, and he just can't quite collect it. And crept themselves deep.
They dodged the
into
boom
it.
bot.
They dodged it. And now it's all about these timings to be taken to the expected damage. Through the box and done to Valen, eventually dropping him, finding that one. Nade rebounds, but a little bit too late, does not deny it. And that's overwhelming. Brute force is the play. Jonah P is alone here, not expecting and anticipating that one for Mazzino. Right from behind. Lev up to 13 now, unless Leaf can just pull off a miracle once more, but it just looks unlikely, and indeed it is.
This calls the reaction from G2 down short, right? And now Lev, can they deny plan?
Get up the gut, Boombot leading it forward. It's a nade! Even better! I mean, it only seeks to deny the plan, but it catches the player instead.
Molly as well. I mean, Lev, the adaptations, their protocols, they're just working so much better than they were at the start.
Surely this is it, with the flash and a peak. No way! G2!
What a recovery!
Managing to at least find a foothold into the round. Ridiculous stuff. Com from the side, Moshpit round and wide. 14-12 finish. Position, but there will be no signs of a punish. And okay, Icy is just removed from the fight. As quickly as that, Jonah P have to see if he can stall and delay this one out with a stray snake bite, but be thinking it maybe favors the Lev players still. Gonna slow it down. Dart rebound, shot darts as well to delay. Trying to pull rotations potentially into Mazzino, who's just locked himself down into mid. There is no attempt at the plan just yet.
He's waiting for the mid lurk. He knows that there's going to be one, and he's found it. Great awareness from Lev before the plan.
Jonah P might be able to sneak himself into another one. Slight spot, and no one is wise to it. Combining it together, him and Trent. Really just Jonah P.
30 seconds left.
Mazzino, how do you know where this guy was playing now? It's just out in the open. Seeking a fair fight, but he will not be given it. G2 too good with the discipline. It's going to be taken down the setup, but not before the cages are sent up and flying. Dart revealing, but weaving in and out. Valen. Definitive chances for him to do the most and leave. This guy, I mean, he's just the actual imposter in the midst of them. But as the war fades away, so do some of the chances, maybe, for Leviatan. King gonna try and bail them out.
One enemy remaining.
Carve out a path for success. Trent is left alone in a 1v2. A flood attempt from this team brings it down to this. Only advantage Trent has, which is Spike being down, but he's missed the timing. There's a chance there for the shot, wide and out! The players not ready! Of a multitude of players, nobody clears this corner. Barrel sticks out, but Tex with the response. Does equalize it, now the door opens wide. Smokes at the feet, Snakebite, vulnerables up, but not enough really here for Tex to get anything going. Aspas still with the knives, Hobson over, Hunter's Fury. Shouldn't like fish in a barrel. Whacking your head though with the updraft. Aspas with the movement. Can't quite avoid it. 2v3. King looked his way deep into the backline with the damage done. Set up. Pryor doesn't know where to expect that secondary player. And Leaf shutting it down and bringing it to the 2v1. They'll play this one together. You can see that discipline, but shot through the wall. Leaf falling low. Com wondering which position to play from. Not knowing where Icy could be. As a dart, no theft. Advantage surely to G2 here, at least with the players, but it might just be a bit of those heroics. Shot dart close, backing away. Just needs the one kill to set things into motion. Haven't pushed him back and away, but he is guarded.
And so, I think that's why they've
Done
changed
flash.
the setup.
Real proactivity.
Oh, that's amazing.
And the delayed dart. When it lights them all up, Icy set up for a quick two-piece. And Trent, I mean, he's offloaded the Hunter's Fury to support, but it wasn't even necessary. Trent's in a different direction. Tex getting a run on and a move on, seeking to punish Trent. Blocked away into the drone, but now he's the one who might just be punished. Doors opened up as well. Too many angles, too many sight lines. Knows that one's a clone, but how does he manage that? He just can't. It's traded. Split up the site, forcing a play now out of these players. No one to really disrupt this one. Who is going to be holding the wall? Mazzino catches the first, catches the second, right through the wall. King! It's beautiful. Magnificent work from them. Jonah P. blooms and blossoms the orb. A tap as well. Just wondering where Mazzino's position could be played. And out in the open. It's almost too readable here for Lev. Shot dart close, just in case. The trips are still up here. Nepal and a snake bite. Combined might. Can't get past the choke point here, but lit up gives him an opportunity. Trent take it out with a wall bang. Still playing a bit of patience for G2. Slow this one down here, give them access to the site. Still open fight as well to be taken on these sightlines, but it's only Com who's left alive. We'll try and get this plan down as well, but the back sticking out means he's even denied that. No chance of the extra money. Their approach, Valen though, is cut it up. Still this war they've got to deal with. They don't really know how far these players have actually committed, but impeccable work. Leaf with a crosshair placement. Drops up and props up that cage, but still Aspas claims it's one of the kills. 4v4 now, Pit dropped down by King. In through the back lines, and Valen, a necessary agent there. He's trying to sow some chaos, but he's not able to get it done. Clone ignored, Decay still there. King gives up the Pit because they know exactly where Icy is. Spammed away, bullet type down to single digits. What a critical misplay, King with the timing, taking it past it. No one was covering that drone. The reclear from Trent. Spam into the box. Lev have got that firepower. They could manage to carve out a path, but it all comes down to this. These fights right here, Leaf. Tip-tap just dancing around the pillar. Valen getting caught and chewed up there by the trip. So now it is a chaotic beginning. Potentially end to this entire round.
Not a great play by Tex there, swinging on his own, allowing Jonah P to pick up a free one. Another swing alone into two players, like you're saying, from G2. Need more coordination from Lev in those kind of spots. And now it's all down to King trying to make a miracle happen again.
I mean, it's just no time with the position that they've got. Have to pull off the impossible.
10 seconds left.
Only a few seconds left at this point. Yeah, will fall. Trent, there's the punish. No horse lurk in action here. The players are working their way in though, using the cages, but it does not block the bullets. And still Jonah P not being cleared out. Dividing up the site, just splitting it up trap. Play by Aspas matters into his own hands. It's going to take more of that, I think, if they're going to stand a chance here in this particular round. Drone through and abound. Getting that tag, Aspas. He's hoping for a fair fight, at least potentially an easier one. Shock darts. Narrowly avoiding death and defeat there by Com, and now going to be sticking that plant. G2 will try and take these fights together. Valen, flank attempts occurring. Icy from behind. Everything falling apart. He's eager to take some of that space. Map control for them. Hunter's Fury here. Popped off in time. Mazzino, he will survive, but a moment and a distraction is necessary. The Tex to just be causing all sorts of issues. And still not aware of it. Aspas, a deep pushed up position from all of that. Prior util onto the side. Tay cannot win the fight. Tap goes the rifles, but eventually the team there to clean it up for Leviatan. A 9-3 finish. I see maybe even just gate crash back into the action and they can't escape from it. Trent bites back, classic in hand.
Not turning to try to deal with that, not expecting the G2 would go for such a quick re-clear. 3v5, looking horrible for Lev. This map,
around, man.
I mean, it's gonna take something to pull this one back.
Really is. Maybe Mazzino could be the man to step up towards it, but just jumping around, it's too much to overcome. Swarmed! Com gonna be backing away from that angle. Do they spot the player towards the back? It's a pull. Oh, I see in danger. Certainly so, and more so. G2, they just can't quite really handle these kills. Leaf even a bit tenuous there into the mid angle. They are dropping like flies. Jonah P, how have you managed that? As players here through the wall. Might get lucky and claim a kill. No, instead it's King who falls. Aspas forced to back away from this one. He can't take a fight close and personal with that outlaw into his hands. Flash is dodged by Mazzino, but I see too quick with it.
G2 are going to get a nice post plant here. The Lev players not in position to go for any kind of fast retake and actually getting locked out by some of the Astra util as well. Not sure whether... No, Valen does not have any stars on recall, so he's not going to have that pull on the spike, but I don't think they'll need it. Maybe if Tex can root Valen out of this spot, and in fact he does, so the game is on.
Yeah, the game is on. Like you said, not going to have any of that post plant pull util. G2, a couple of players need to find their shots. Leaf, he's heating up. Drops it down to just the two. And a reminder again, Aspas with the weaponry, it's not ideal. Time ticking. Leaf will take the peak and take the fight, but really his team should have this one in the bag.
Any damage here, though, is good. They've already knocked armor off Trent and Icy, but if they could take another weapon, unfortunately...
Go for it. They can hear it. Footsteps, at least. Aspas knows that something's up. Door opened up. Throw now straight through. King is locked in this position here. Bit of a one and done now, and the approach comes down into the double door angle. How does Trent go down to the util? Still, Mazzino is ducking and dodging it. King! This guy was never in trouble. To get a move on. Dimensional drift up. Gonna be spotting out Aspas, in fact, with a body block damage. Done. It's the assist, setting up Aspas! Oh, this guy will not be removed. I see. Still something to say about it, though. Get themselves onto the site, the pit down into the post.
This
pit, chances here.
This pit is difficult to play around as the post planter because you just get surrounded. Aspas on top. Turret mode.
Yeah, they weren't expecting that one. I think Aspas updrafted just behind the Cosmic Divide. Obfuscated it. Any intent that he was going to be playing perched up. Now it leaves it to Jonah P. He's got the pit to maneuver around. Finds the first, finds a second. 5 HP. Molly, straight to the sky. Now retreats to a more defensible position. Spamming away. Aspas. Options running out. Time. Jonah P. This is a masterclass from him, and yep, time has run out.
If King goes for information, or Tex goes for information.
Have a repeat and punish. Aspas, quick. But not quick enough to escape. The Ira G2, somehow this advantage situation turns to a 3 versus 3.
I don't think King is making footstep noises here as he leaves the pit, so Leaf doesn't know he has a timing. But as soon as the pit drops, he's going to start thinking about it.
It's crossbow placement.
Should they head back to A here? Leaf's going to be giving them these kind of comms, but G2 are playing very spread right now. And King's positioning is pretty difficult to get a read on. Could get timing if Leaf was playing aggro, but he's not. He's just holding his position over towards A main.
For a re-peek, potentially.
And the re-clear towards elbow.
Okay. 30 seconds.
30 seconds
G2.
left.
Which direction? King spotted. Sees 2. Going for the re-fight. Com. Drop down. Sat down towards the spectator seat. Almost the entirety for them. And guess what? They're going to be exiting them soon enough.
I know exactly.
Just G2 on the precipice here of taking this map. Make it nice and even, 1-1 here in this best of 5 lower finals. And there it is. Final kill into Mazzino will seal it up there. So here we stand, 1-1 in our best of 5. Why would it stop now for Lev? Looking to overwhelm this position, but it's all being called and collected. Corralling up these players. Jonah P delivers at least 2. Worried about his back, but his teammate has it. Icy with a dizzy and a repeat. You know where Mazzino is.
You did good.
seeking to put them down here. A lot of isolated fights being taken. It's Com winning one versus Icy, but Trent catches the rotation, and with that, essentially the round should be over. Still, anything could happen on the pistol.
30 seconds left.
Trent is positioning. Oh, it's a game of timings. I think it's been won out, yeah, by Trent, the G2 squad. Enough.
Looking to try to win the round out himself.
No one's there to play off him. That is nice by Tex. Wasn't really holding the crosshair placement for it. Still adjusts in time. 2 players towards the back of the site. I think this would cause a bit of a pause for Lev, but I actually want to commit the ult instead and just try and clean up these players, make it nice and easy now. Still 2 left. Trent finally stunned up, holding his ground, finally falling.
And they know that the final player was behind. Jonah P broke the turret, so they'll be super aware of this kind of stuff.
Get a bit of noise as well. Top of the ropes, Mazzino.
He also didn't take any damage somehow, not quite sure.
And King wants to fight forwards. I mean, Leaf rips it away. What a shot to the brain. Mazzino, he's there right when it matters, but eventually dropped anyway. Still got 2 players. Still play at disadvantage. Here for Leviatan, going to be playing now. Forcing out his ultimate with Aspas falling. He's all down to Tex. Up onto the high ground. Icy already spotted. He's got to know that nobody was on it, but G2 get hit and nailed. Com there, still holding for the walk. Mazzino just goes down to it. I don't know where he is, but a spike drop down as well. What a critical mistake now here. The G2 players, see if they can hold their ground. Reckoning, this will supplement at least for them to try and get the fight going. Forwards, not expecting that Com could be onto that angle already. 12 seconds, they're barreling over them. Has to be brute force, Valen. A nasty transfer.
Spike planted.
Lease of life, King! It did indeed. And now that flank timing, it pays off massively. Right from behind, but they need to kill at least the crucial targets. It's King who's got this pit state right back up. Aspas into the back of sight.
Lovely reaction here to fight aggressive in the post plant.
And Leaf knows it. He's got to try and back away here. There's the 3 players that he's being accosted and assailed onto the position. Aspas, this guy is deadly. Just trying to run them all the way down. They flipped the map almost entirely. Time ticking.
They've left King, and King can actually defend the defuse.
The time is ticking. King still with a snake bite. Pit will fall. I think they've done enough, surely. Positioning out of nowhere. Hunter's Fury. Forced out of Com. He doesn't even know if he doesn't have it. It's a classic in the face.
From Valen.
Take it back up again once more. Reckoning has to clear its way through here, but a stun's connecting. Com's there. Spray not quite online for King. Still Aspas high ground. Backs himself away. Playing this one into the 3v3. Already Nanoswarm deaded off. Icy on the defuse.
The Nanoswarm
at least with the wingman. It did miss, but denying at least the wingman still. They got to know the wall. The position have to be guarded. The G2 surely doing it the way. Tex!
Both win the round independently here.
Comes down to it.
Mazzino's got no help.
Learns Mazzino. He still can't get this plant down. King finds it, plucks him out, but the Hunter's Fury will follow it anyway.
Unusual position for someone to get caught by that, and look at this. Com going for the same flank he just went on again.
Just flanks on flanks, Com.
The school of always be flanking.
Exactly, this time switching it up here, but Mazzino already rips away the life of Leaf. Trent follows it up onto Aspas, still 2v2, damage done. And Wingman defusing, they can free up their guns now, they can watch this one in a different direction, and Com forced to reveal himself. Dart, it's there. Still the onus being onto G2, but for now, Com is not on the position, and Icy knows it, sticking it. Few shots fired. They know that he's under there, but how do they fight it out? Is he dealt with? Dropping down, trade online, 3v3 still. They've got a lot more to clear than that. Wingman on the defuse, has to be broken. Snake by Shotdown! What game are we watching? What game are they playing? Still gunplay in the works. Already got half, I believe, onto it. Aspas! Not enough with the Blade Storm pull. Seeking to delay. Distraction being called. Wingman plant. Surely not being stopped. Final bullet eventually does it. G2 seeming to win this one out, and Aspas now has to become that difference maker. Too many targets. He just can't quite land the shots. Full reload has to be committed. He has done the damage, but no kills collected. Lev finally turning up the heat. But it's answered right back at them. Doubled up. And Com falls. Cleared. Mazzino already pushed up. Yeah, G2, we're just waiting for somebody to just walk right into the crosshair placement.
Yeah.
Texas time, apparently. Two shine, potentially, but he's missing the shots. Doubled up side by side, him and Com. Com's just trying to get him out of here. Still, bullet tags in play. Enough to slow down Trent, but the spike has been retrieved and now ferried back over towards B.
This round is the personification, if you want to put it like that, of individualism versus the team play. Lev just taking it in turns to take that hero play fight. while G2 shut them down. 3v3 though.
Down against the box, wingman. Gonna be broken, bullets. Firing through, not enough to deny. G2 are getting themselves into the post plan here. At least the advantage for Lev is that they do have some guns, but they've got to get a move on now. Icy realizing he's got no util to his name, so he might as well try and take the fight forward. It's caught by G2. Flip back into this one, but finally with the ults now. Into the back of the side, Trent! Not able to get the one before he's eventually brought down. Everything offloaded now. Overwhelming. Seeing if they can try and fight this one. Thrash has to be respected though. It does pave a bit of a way and place for G2 to potentially win this one, but they're losing the gun duels. Slight tap from Mazino. Just Icy and Jonah P left though to really stave this one away. And guess what? Jonah P is nowhere near. Slow as it goes here by Lev, but they realize they've got plenty of time now to just pick them apart. Tapping the spike, forcing the players out in the open. And it's a 1 round for them, 8-8. Everybody intact as well. This spot out. The reposition of Mazino, punished in the moment, but not before he was rewarded with just the one. Dizzy has to be broken, indeed it is. King's still there, but the dart reveals it. And now his position quickly swarmed upon with a wingman to supplement all of it. Pick your targets and choose them wisely. Still, 3 versus 3. 30 about to kick off as the wall's there. Right round the side, hunting for them, picking them to pieces. Jonah P stands his ground, few seconds left to spare, but not enough to win the round. It's lost in the moment here for G2. Jonah P.
Aspas held back by the alarm bot.
As the wall fades down, so do the chances. G2, how have they got that?
In the midst of all the chaos, Aspas cloud bursted off
30
the alarm bot, but now he's got to get past the turret.
And there seems to be that level of awareness. Leaf dropped, plant down and online. The positioning now tucked its way across, updraft. At least the dash used to cut his way through and over, watching for the top position. They know he hasn't dropped off just yet.
He's not thinking about Trent.
Trent just holding for it. Holding for it. First signs of it. And a bullet straight to the brain. Potentially dropping down, seeing it and spotted though. Doubled up in the lower sections of rafters. And Leaf claiming all of these spots and position. I mean, Aspas forced to reveal himself there. It was an easy kill. He couldn't quite give it up. Dart through and around. Jonah P still wins that fight.
And if it wasn't lost already, it certainly is now for Leviatan. Into A, but it hasn't. They're going for the B ring.
What is that? The double kill? I mean, he just lets the rifle rip. And it sings true. Connection onto 2 unlikely targets. Here, forwards, Dart. It's going to be broken and backs away from it. He realizes it, that he's potentially made the defining play for the round. Wall up and through. Leaf. What is that?
The slow timing is absolutely killing G2 here. Lev can now unload that war chest we were talking about, and there's 20 seconds left.
The spike's got to be planted over here towards B. Hunter's Fury, I mean, maybe mistimed there by Con. A bit of a tap from Trent. Again, they've got to force these players out wide, but the Lev not really giving them anything at all. Tip-tap with the toes and the dancing around all these possible places. 9 seconds left, and with that, that's surely going to seal it.
But Trent's going to clear it.
He's watching it. Might see the gun, might see the gun. He hops up onto it, but he was low enough. All it took was the one. Com is stuck here. Mosh pit, forcing him back and away. Has to be the double face. Icy deals with it, but King is immediately there. Top section of pipes. And he responds with the trade. 2 versus 3 here for G2. Now, slow and steady as it goes, they are forced into a difficult spot. Contact plays. And King, good awareness from him. He's going to drop down this pit. Locks it all out. Funnels them directly into Tex.
30 seconds
But
left.
Tex doesn't win it. Should have been a slam dunk for him. Covert. This will be a safe plant up. Now King, feeling like he really needs to take the fight to them. Reckoning is going to be forced out. Just to make sure that they get that peace of mind. It's going to be used equally on either side. Mazzino using it, but they can't quite spot these players. And where are the golden trails, King?
Last player
They both fall.
Harbor v Harbor.
Mazzino versus Valen. Cascade forwards. And again, how many of these rounds have come down to these minute timings? It's all about who takes the fight first. Valen, surely going to imagine it. He's got that advantage. Cove needs to be bursted. And you can afford to stick this to a degree. Mazzino! They want to clear this one out and away. G2, though, they have to refight. And they know it. Forwards with the rifle spraying. All of them down. Mazzino. He hasn't been taken care of, but at least the lockdown has. And a 2v3. Aspas having that high ground position here, gliding forward. Surely they hear it with all of these sound cues, but it leaves it just down to him, the star player. Make something out of nothing. A magic moment is necessary in these positions of G2. They won't give them anything. Look at this, jumping around. He doesn't even know that Icy was there ready. Dizzy doesn't actually connect here, and a kill found. Aspas doesn't get out of there. Thrash, Hunter's Fury. It connects with the Mazzino. The Thrash will clear. Give them that peace of mind. Com. It's a high ground position, and he needs the value, but that double peak, there was inevitable really there for him. Valen ripping the head clean off. Tex and King forced to do the most in this spot here, but with G2 in the post. I see you shaking your head, Josh. You already know it's done and dusted.
It certainly looks like it. Icy's even got that second wave of Thrash, but Tex opening things will certainly help. A little bit of spam there.
But like you said, it's the second wave of the Thrash. What have they even got to deal with this one? Moving forwards with the mosh pit. It's entertainment in the corner. There's nothing you can do here, King. You'd have to pull out a miracle. A lot of the util has been pulled out, but the time ticking away now with the spike. Kills unafforded. No easy access to them. Someone's gonna get on top of this one. Tex with a defuse. Sticking now. Half earned. But with King drop.
No way.
Tex! No way!
That's outrageous!
Get the hell out of here! Dizzy getting that connection onto at least the two of the players, missing the shots. Comes down to these fights and how you take them together. G2 making sure that they just try and fight this one here, but Valen gets caught just a slight off angle, not aware of the top nest position. 1v2. It's Jonah P. Wants to try and clutch this one up with the util flying forwards in his face. Nowhere near shy of the mark for Jonah P. He's forced to stick it to have any chance of winning. In this spot right here, could just win the round and win the map. The util's broken. Dizzy dealt with. Still forward! Cobb sprays down two of them as easily as that. With the wingman sent forwards, flying forwards. King, he deals with it with deft hands still. Tex is there. Reset of the aim. 1v1! And another map stolen away! Big bite is good. Paranoia sweeps its way through and does get onto three of the players. Valen, that was through the smoke. Seeking to fight this one. Two for nails. How the fight's going over towards Waterfall. Mazzino just holding it down, but did not expect Icy to be pushed up back onto that line of side angle.
Well, it's another one for G2 by the look of things. Yeah. Common Tex have got it all to do here. And really picking up Icy, and there's still time to contest.
But it is running short. Running their way through. Yeah, I mean, when it gets ticking like this, give it up.
It's almost impossible, isn't it?
Remaining.
So the pistol round here for G2. Par for the course. Right door opens.
No flash used.
Nobody can clearing this. Eventually there. Okay, Mazzino. It's good awareness. The C's though does land. TP to disjointed, at least disconnected. Tex on walkabouts. Trying to put at least a few of these players down that are just holding the ground down into the post. Doubled up now, calling a fight together. G2. There's no hesitancy with the way that they're playing that one. King, tap. Forced to break it. They know he's not sticking it. Still might look to try and fight. Icy tucks himself inside the orb. Posture in a position here for Lev, knowing the Mazzino. Really somebody was going to be seeking to reposition and maybe survive those final moments. But two players detained. It's slowed down even further by Lev on the retake.
Two
nano swarms.
That's a brutal mistake from Leviatan. And they're just going to have to save off the back of that.
They have to save. Heavy stack. Aspas is already there, laying in wait. Out for the back. The nano swarm shouldn't be winning that fight out, but eventually it's going to be tearing into pieces. Just trying to get themselves a foothold in and through. Trent wins that fight. Aspas still one away from this. Oh, but time running short as well. All he needs is the one. Can't quite get it. It's instead King the IGL. Pushing them back and away with the satchels. Damage. Bullets flying forwards along with the util. Very little chances. Position, but maybe now is the time to strike. Sends it flying forwards. Near-sighted! Doesn't matter for Jonah P. If you're going to take the fight like that.
Poison's off.
It feels like Aspas and Tex are still around this front B main area, though, so G2 might not want to commit to B this easily. They don't actually have info in that many places around the map. But from what we can see, they're in a great position to just win.
Horn has to be broken.
30 seconds left.
Leaf is going to be aware of this one. Tucking himself tight to the corner. G2, where are you ending? I mean, time becoming a bit of a problem here when Aspas is in position still with this. Leaf, though, tucks it away! No way! Aspas! He's in a 1v2. Satchel to evacuate and around, but Aspas has got the read immediately. Double satchel plays. Rocket flying forwards just to clear the corner, expecting that Heaven was already howled and found on it already. Just trying to take the timing as the plan was going down. G2.
And even if the Nightfall...
Whoa, okay,
Wait a second.
I mean, it goes back and forth, at least with the guns in their hands. But still, the pit hasn't been dislodged. Still, Mazzino taking the fight! And that is explosive. erupting into the back of the site, making sure that he can pave the way to at least a chance of success in the pit. Aspas, it's creeping forward slowly. Jonah P lets it drop down now, but his position is known. Noted. Snakebite rebounds round. Mazzino! What a time to come alive. What a playmaker. Doesn't expect the position of Valen, though. Takes him out there, bullet to the side. Maybe seeing both of these players just drop to the side. King using his ult, but he's out and wide in the open. Way ahead of it before it even blooms and blossoms, and Valen has been handed the perfect chance and opportunity. But Aspas,
has he got it?
I don't know.
He does.
Time ticking away. I believe the circle stringing beforehand. So Aspas, man. Could be a Prowler just latching onto him from the side. So cut away. Used in kind with the util. Paranoia sweeping through and around. Not aware of it. Jonah P almost making magic out of the moment. Professor in action, but eventually gone. 2v2 now. Nade rebounds. Got to be aware of this one. It could be that peak timings, and it all comes down to the fight. 1 versus 1. King cannot deliver.
Towards B, and now Aspas, he leaves.
Heavy posture. They're forcing these fights out wide into the open. Now King is really isolated into his position. If he can even take one of them away, maybe there's a chance. But with him falling, surely the chances scattered to the winds. You two are going to be able to get this plant down. Not the most ideal of post-plant scenario. Still, keep the rifles out. Door opened up. Hello! Seen something like that before. Mazzino. This guy just seems to just be creating blessings out of thin air. And now the heat's being turned up. G2, got to be worried about this one. You're losing grip and reality of the round itself. It's not going your way. Valen pressing forwards and around. Can win the fight out. Can hit the shot. And Com, he sees to the fade. It's the only thing he can do. One of his own.
He has to go for it here, and they know. That's why they're inside the smoke, ready to fight.
Trying to fight him forwards here as he's satcheling. Aspas! 2 down and dropped. And now maybe it's a path to victory. To seize and an Anastorm. All going to be overlaid and overlapped here. Not taking their time with this one, but ticking away.
So little time.
Yeah, very little time. Com has to stick this one, has to defend it. Has to defend it! More than a good round. TP's forwards as well. They're trying to seek to take control of this one. Mazzino dropped up in their faces. Aspas! Will not be able to get out of there.
And now, with Aspas gone, no counter for the lockdown. Com's going to try it, though.
He was going to try and go for this one. It's only a box, really, that stands between him and a few of these bullets. King taking a peek. Nobody watching for that angle. Should get detained, surely. You think and imagine.
He's got to get out. Uh-oh.
He's not out. In fact, he's going to be TP'd upon. So, there's a player. No defense in sight there for King.
Cover going out.
And there should be G2 getting up to 8. Lighter weaponry, but all the options to play post-plant setups. Not a great plant.
Not a great plan and not great health either. So there are still chances for Lev. But when they win that one out, suddenly those chances fall into the wayside here. Com is left into a real impossible task. It's a 1v3 and Waterfall control already gained and gathered. So an 8-4 finish for G2. Good connection at least onto the 2 players. Enough to stop them and enough for the refight to be called, but they might just be getting bitten through into the side. Satchel, Icy has to evacuate and back his position. It's being noted and found out, picked apart and pulled apart. Out towards the back of that side. Lev, in the midst of all of this one, have found themselves an advantage. King with the plant now as well, into the back of the side. A right click from Leaf, reload, plenty of time, but eventually with the punish. Jonah P dropping down, backing out of the position. G2 calling for a re-clear of their own. Paranoia. Forwards again, it's close quarters in action. Paranoia's not going to do anything there.
Yeah, good trade, though.
Fight against the player.
Good trade. At least it was doubled up, right?
Jonah P onto this flank. Good movement and awareness, but the shot not landing here for King. Snake bites. Offloaded on either side. King finally maintaining that composure. 2v3. 2v3 becoming just down to the 1. Trent versus 2. Does have the rifle. Not planted for them. Worth saying, but with the door opened up, King's going to be taking the first contact on it. Through. G2 are here. A few bullets will do it. Com. Not much more than that one. Still ripping them away. It's Aspas. Just spraying them all down here. 2 left to stand this one, and G2 forced to make the decision now. It's a tough one at that. Full save. Back away. Keep the rifles into the next. Lockdown emanating out. No kill to be found out towards tree, but the trade is on intact and on point. Lev still trying to fight over this one. The players are going to get detained. They are way overstaying their welcome. And there's a detainment. 2 locked down. They have to be defended from these tree players still. In the middle of all of it, they get the plant down into the post. And somehow no one else falling. Boom, but in a paranoia, a little bit too low for it. Tap onto it by Icy. King holds his ground down. What a shot to hit. Icy, half onto it already. Onto the defuse. Nightfall forwards. No more sound cues. And you have to play this one forward. Mazzino. Icy. He got it. Now the C's connects him into the back of the side. Actually didn't even connect, but still will be cleaned up. Aspas. Low on HP, but not on the confidence. Wants to take it straight towards the back of the site, but Stairs being reforward in the process. G2 going for it again. The nade rebounds. Dealing with him, the adversary taken out. Star player, no longer a threat. It's up to G2 now to try and find the right moment. Jiggle, pushed out wide left, keeping it contained and isolating these fights nicely. Nightfall was earned and now going to be committed. It should be the nail in the coffin.
Ensuring that this one gets across the line. Nana Swarm's onto the spike as well. Trent can't hear anything. No chance of winning this.
Yeah, no chance. Door opens up. Refight attempt by G2 and in through heaven. Everyone being down. Icy, Rocket denied out from the one and done, but they cannot hold their ground. Gained and granted. Aspas is taking risks when he's on such low HP, and a critical kill at that. Icy, fall and door open wide, but where is this plant even going for? He can stick this one again. Trent, half onto it. Wants to nice this one. Nanoswap broken. Sticking! Another one! Lay it down for the turret, but we know there's nothing of the sort still. Beaming down, the players up top into the box. Com, he's definitely low enough. Now, and there's a snake bite right at the back of his feet. It's always the ones you're not looking for that don't get you in a bad plan. G2 up to 12.
Why are you playing Mound?
Inevitable.
How are you going to find success there playing Mound? That's 2 rounds in a row.
Out into the corner. Byron going for some spam onto that spot. Counter spam as well onto either side, but at least the plant is down, and this is playable from the mound position.
Yeah, much better post-plant. Now that the plant is better itself.
Nade has to be dodged around. A C's though, there was that connection. Aspas, he can't hear any of these sound cues. Doesn't know if the players are going to be quickly approaching that position. Looking around, heads on swivels. They haven't cleared Aspas. Smoke, drop down. Jonah P. He's plucking apart the teammates right now on the insurance policy. That is Aspas. He has to get traded. He does. G2. It's overwhelming. The discipline there that just sails them through it to this 5th and final map. Almost dropped down here, at least into the single digits of hell with the right click in that angle. Get the hell out of here. Still shot darts offloaded into the tight corners. Dash from Aspas will not be evading that one. Call to fight by G2 is a good one.
Another pistol looking like it's going to go their way. Had the vast.
Tex will have a decent go of things. Flash is a little bit off there in terms of the peak timing, but time's running short. Got to get a move on if you're Tex. Don't have any chance of winning. Your win cons narrowed down. At this point, you're just playing for the KDA.
Yeah, that's all the Tex can do in this spot. But we'll save those concerns for the next half, put a pin in it, and take a look at how G2 play this one.
No way!
Amazing the re-clear with the bounce flash.
The players all just collected up together, lined them up, right for the taking. Valen, he's going to put down a disadvantage that his team has got, but at this point, too little, too late. Leaf, looking up. Com taken all, but okay, 2 rifles handed over, and the spike dropped down, and they're doubled up together.
And they're finding a timing to the back of Leaf's head.
There it is. Got a bit of insurance policy. He's taking his sweet time with things. Might even be missing one of his own. Finally jumping up right behind. And the hit comes through. Damage done. Taking away the lives and away from them. It's a feed that's filled with red. But here's the pivot again. G2 are calling for it. They want to fight into the back of the site. They know exactly what's going on.
This is lovely stuff. Great call by Valen. Realizing that Aspas has already gone for the flood, they pivot and go over towards A. There's nobody home. This one should be free.
G2, they love to play with plays like this to pivot away. I mean, Lee, this sole job is done, even if he gets the kills here. King's still trying to hold on to control of A main. Pretty good read of things with Com taking that deep lurk timing, so now they know that it's all landing over towards A. Let's see if it affects them, though. With them losing Trent, they're running into the stack. They're running into the stack. In for the smoke. What a shot by Aspas. That's a difficult one to hit. Paranoia sweeping forwards. Hunter's Fury collects and collides into the players. Leaving it just down to Valen. A thrifty win by Lev. So really what makes it even possible to try and play this one retaken. But the smoke's dropped up in their faces. There's no fights that are be given freely. It's 2 for Nail in terms of the approach. They just can't quite get themselves into it. And the fight's taken by Valen. He'll step up to the challenge. It's a go right now. He's right there behind them. Aspas turns away for but a moment. It's all that Leaf needs.
It's all on King.
King looking this way, that way, doesn't know which way to really try and contend and contest with all of this push. An attempt against him somehow comes out with two. And leaves it to the rest of his team.
And this sets Tex up. The flank, he's so quick into Gelato, he's going to be behind them almost as soon as the plant goes down. Com just has to survive
Com
here.
not getting caught, it's a lockdown already, orchestrating this positioning. Tex has revealed it. It's going to be pushing them back in a way into the corner. There are safe spots that G2 can play within.
Oh, he's gone down!
Tex has just dropped.
One enemy remaining.
It's down just to Com. 1v1. Running away with a tail in between his legs. We'll get that latch there onto Aspas, pushed out of the smoke. Just from the nade, it's Tex. Takes a little bit of a peek and also takes a head clean off the shoulders. Valen will be able to stand up to this one now. And with the weaponry, maybe you can make a decent go of things here if you're left. Leaping right in, nobody covering the back. Ankles Massino! Able to set him up! I didn't even have time to react. That is absurd stuff. And he doesn't even use the dash to exit. G2 going to be calling to try and go into a split attempt at their own updraft dash and a movement. Clean enough, but Aspas really can't hold a candle to this guy in this type of form. He's rotating away to recon. Connection potentially there with a Hunter's Fury. Trying to play this one through and through. Icy cannot be cut up and caught out of this angle, but Lev, man! These crossfire setups, picking the right timings in and out of the smokes. Mazzino! And more so, Aspas right from behind strikes. Right where it hurts. Mazzino following forwards and through and running them all the way down. There's no chances with only 3 left out open. Jonah P not set up for an easy fight and everybody falls. Doesn't want to take the first fight just yet to them. Still with the smoke in their face. Valen is going to be sticking this one. Already got half and he's earning them just this bailout, but nobody pushing them off again. It's daylight robbery.
They should know it.
They should know it. Trent, he's out in the open, man.
If they haven't reacted into A, they're definitely going for
Oh, this is chaotic. This is messy. It's getting muddy.
3 players alive still from Lev, all bunched into spawn. No map.
Walking right into it. They just don't have a clue and still come up with a kill.
I mean, Leaf had already given away that he was playing in that spot.
What is going on?
Lev are just assuming that they've given it up. Look at Jonah B behind as well. Full chaos mode for G2.
It is. Jackson of it, spots it out with the spike drop down. He doesn't know where the other 2 are. Never gonna be finding this one difficult though. Look at that, just a full takeaway from the flash. Pick it back up though, spike in their hands. They have to call to try and clear this player out, which is Jonah P. Just here, nice movement. Getting into it's a post plan, and it's King just trying to float right back into this. Icy. It's just one man, what can you do? Blind as a bat. A crossfire setup, Lever already calling for it. They may have just won the round like that. That's on milliseconds. Milliseconds.
Always flanking.
Always flanking. And he's got the perfect timing.
Surely.
Moved all the way around. Dicey. Surely. Doesn't know what the last is, but King will finally deliver it. Dance and dicing with death himself, really, but still being able to just supplant himself as the angry player. Leave.
30 seconds
Oh,
left.
he's really overstaying his welcome and somehow still gets the one. Trent has not been removed. 25 seconds left. Flash in his face. That was an attempt to try and set him up. And Mazzino's just donated the spike. Mincemeat. Evaporated.
It's almost better to play an aggressive angle here for Com.
Okay,
Like
we'll let loose. Let loose, Valen! Snaps to the side, 90 degrees, and a double face with the updraft. G2 favored now in their approach. Chopping away, slicing out control of the map here from Lev as the smoke fades away. The blades just really whittling and whistling past the heads here. Lev still managing to get it done in the process. Straight through onto the side, Icy. Confidence there to try and take that peak, and Valen with the punish onto the late rotation.
What is going on here? The spike is in spawn.
Is in spawn.
I thought that...
Oh, I mean, Aspas.
This is mad.
It is mad. Madness maybe. Might be the method. Aspas still making goes of things here. G2 having to use the drone and expend it just to try and clear out these spots. They've lost a lot of control over towards the A side. Levs still haven't called for a hard committal. Eventually, now making their way over.
Lockdown available here for Tex.
Hunter's
Hunter's
Fury
Fury.
early, so now they've got a free lockdown.
Okay, I mean, drop down here. We'll see it being utilized. Tex, he immediately just drops it down. No one can play this one by G2.
Oh, that's a big mistake, I think, from G2. Big mistake. They could have been set up in a great position to flood defend. They had the paranoia, they had the player advantage, but now players have slipped into spots where they won't be expected.
And they got to clear Aspas. That's at least step one of it. The master plan in action. Tex still holding on to control of Tree just in case they try and go for the lockdown retake, but they realize there's really no time for it. Smoke propped up, no one breaks it. Valen sticking, there's no way he does this again. There's just no way.
Oh, not again!
Player advantage be dumped, man! G2 up to 10. It could be a great time to just pounce onto everybody. Reload, no! Smoke fades out into the open. And left the spike. Where is it? Drop down into the spawn, for God's sake. Don't have side control. Angry players need to be dealt with. Tex. He swings in, oscillating wildly, backs and forth. Spike still, though, not obtainable. Com getting a move on, getting a run on, 20 seconds left. It really does come down to this. How can he even find this one? Trent, tucked close to the corner. Does it get cleared? Plant, stuck. Trent, ice cold. Doesn't take the peek until this final moment. Enough damage done. To try and carve out any sort of access onto the side. Leave from the back lines. This guy. He's just ruined them and wrecked them. Pulled apart with only 10 seconds left to spare. The spike has to be planted. King, he smokes himself off in the position here, but G2 have the numbers advantage. And now they're feeling it. Element King, the IGL flashed up in his face. He supported Util as well. He can't find it. Still a kill is there. Gone with the classic. Don't know where he pulled it from. 3v3, no command. Radiates out. Emanates out. Lev getting a move on now, moving into it, but again the anchoring positions. Valen is here, ready and waiting. And so what is the call? Lev, indecisive right now, but still with 50 seconds to spare. They can afford to slow this one down, but they just want to go for it. And G2, they force the issue. The 12th round at this point, they want it. They're hungry for it. Pushed around too much over the course of this series. And now one step away from closing it out. Got it, rifle picked up now. Wants to get active, wants to get into the fight. Face forwards! King throws his life away and with it. Any chances of the round. The path to redemption and revenge against his 100th Thieves squad in the grand finals. It all comes down to this. And desperation on display, I think, from Com, sending it flying forward to the spike drop down. Every moment going away at G2 here. But when it matters most, they are closing it out.
30 seconds left.
A 5v2. And Leviatan, the super team, trying to climb back with
They need more than that, though. It's only down to one, and it will be shut down. G2